Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I will be talking to you about how you can make your 2026 the best year of your life. And I'm going to try to leave a lot of fluff out that I feel like you'll see on a lot of other channels or just in general, anywhere. We're going to really get down to the nitty gritty and understand how you can make this beautiful for you, your family, whoever. Mainly yourself, though, you know? Let me ask you something. If nothing changed, if you kept living the same exact way that you are right now, the same habits, the same thinking, the same reactions, would you actually be excited for 2026? Or would it just feel like it's another year that's kind of happening, you know? Because most people don't have bad lives. They have unplanned ones. And that's why years kind of sort of blur together after a while. You know, it comes a time where you ask, why do years not change on their own? And I feel like time doesn't really upgrade your life. Age doesn't automatically bring you clarity to things. Maybe some things, but not all things. And motivation doesn't magically show up on the first. Most people seem to wait for more confidence, more certainty, more money, more readiness for life. But readiness isn't really something that you find. It's kind of something that you build over time, build while you're uncomfortable. So if you're feeling stuck behind or like unsure about things, it doesn't mean that you're failing, it just means that you're standing at the exact point of where growth usually starts. And then you put another foot in front of the other and you just get moving. There's mainly probably a real reason that you feel stuck, though, because you're not frozen because you don't want more, but you're frozen because you're thinking way too far ahead. You're comparing your timeline to everyone else's, everyone's feed that you're seeing, everyone who's succeeding earlier than you did, and trying to make the perfect move instead of the next one. Your brain just kind of keeps asking, what if I choose wrong? What if I waste time? What if I mess up? So you kind of just stay where you are, not because it's good, but because it seems familiar to you. In familiar, like, settings and things like that, it feels safer than the uncertain things that we don't see and we don't know what will lead us to. Even when it's draining you day after day, but you have to just realize that if you want to change everything, you have to realize and shift everything to make a change that shifts everything. If you want 2026 to be different, you don't need a massive overhaul of things. You just need a new relationship with the process and the progress that you have with life. Stop asking, is this the right path for me? And just start asking, is this moving me forward at all? And if it's not, then there's something you got to change up. There are things we got to change up. Your progress isn't dramatic. It's boring. It's quiet. It's gonna take time. It's choosing the hard thing consistently when nobody's watching and nobody's there, because you have to really believe that you can do it yourself. The people who look like they figured it out, they didn't feel ready either when it came to life and all the things and all their responsibilities, but they just stopped waiting for permission and they just took initiative and took charge of their life. There are three pillars that will define your 2026, and I'm going to get into them right now. Number one, control what you can actually control. You can't control outcomes of things. You can control your daily inputs, your habits, your environment around you. Who gets access to your time and your energy? And if your days are chaotic, your future will be too. Structure isn't restrictive, but it's freeing. And when you control your day, you stop feeling like life is happening to you, you know? So take that into account. Number 2, you're going to want to detach from instant results. And when you make a lot of videos in this kind of sphere, you kind of have to do this also. It's very important. This is where most people quit too early. You know, they try something, maybe for a week, maybe for a month, and then they say it's not working. You know, this isn't working. I'm wasting my time. But the first phase of growth always feels unrewarding. The results come after the identity shift, you know, not before it. So 2026 doesn't get better because you tried harder, but it gets better because you stay consistent long enough to change who you are and to see those fruits and bear those fruits that you get from these things. Number 3, build a life that you don't need to escape from. Be very honest with yourself here. If you're constantly looking for distractions, you're numbing yourself, you're scrolling, you're waiting for the weekend just to go out and go to the bar or whatever, or just waste time, something in your life needs adjusting, in my opinion. And that doesn't mean quitting everything. It just means aligning your actions with what actually matters to you on a day-to-day basis and not what looks impressive online. After all, it's you living your life. So why would you want to live a life that you always feel you have to get away from? You have to always go out and do drugs and drink and, you know, you know? Peace is very underrated. You know, focus in our time is very rare also. And clarity comes when you stop chasing everything at once and you just hear that silence. It's very refreshing. So, the person who's ever watching this right now, this is going to be a message to you. If you're watching this and you feel behind, I really just want you to hear this. You're not late at all to the party. You're very early in the part where things start to make sense. And you don't need to have your whole life planned out. You just need to stop abandoning yourself. You know, choose growth even when it's very uncomfortable to you, because it'll be so much more rewarding. You know, choose discipline over dopamine, the easy, quick dopamine you can get. Choose your progress over your perfection. Make sure you're always progressing. You can't always be perfect, so it's okay. Because the version of you at the end of 2026 is built by the decisions that you made, you know, on the days that feel ordinary and go by like that. So here's the real question to you. Will 2026 be another year that you just survive, or will it be the year that you finally take ownership of the person that you're becoming? And I just want to know if this resonated with you. Please leave a comment down below. I love to talk with you guys. You know, tell me about your goals and everything that you want to accomplish this year, because it's the year for us to do it. So yeah, leave a like. Let me know you enjoyed it. Yeah, just be accountable. And thank you guys for listening.